So, two new services for Uber. Uber launches their two new products called Uber Connect and Uber Direct. Just wondering why this one live feed is not happening yet. Something seems to be blocking it. I'm live on the one channel. How are you? Good, good. Great car deals. How are you? That was a fun, that was a super fun 24-hour stream. I'm trying to go live on the other channel. For some reason, it's not quite working out there. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. I think I got it. I'm going to go live over here. So thank you. I have 7 people in the live stream there. I'm almost about to go live on this side. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Not working. David Hunt's in the house. Good. So Uber launches Uber Connect and Uber Direct. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I'm just trying to get live on my stream here, having a little bit of difficulties with my Rideshare Professor stream, trying to stream 2 locations at the same time. Bear with me, my friends. How did you guys enjoy the Sunday? I think it was a lot of fun. I think it was a lot of fun. Let me just write this here quickly. Uber Connect and Uber Direct. Plus, Uber is awarded, I'm just writing this, or Uber wins $810 million federal contract. That's huge. That's like a lifeline for them, my friends. That's a lifeline. When you have $10 billion left and you're burning through it like crazy to get an $810 million contract, that's why their shares briefly spiked. Let me just see here. Advanced. Okay, good. I'm about to go live on the other stream. Quick thumbnail. There it is. So while I'm live streaming over there, should be able to go live right now. Here we are. Here it is. It says it's going live. Are we live? We are live. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to repeat this again for the people in the Rideshare Professor stream. We're double streaming right now. Uber launches a new delivery service as demand for ride hailing plummets. And just understand, we know that the Uber pond for rides, it's over. Joey Valenzuela in the house. Good day to you, my friend. All the people coming into the stream. I had a lot of fun with you guys yesterday in that 24-hour challenge. I bailed out, pulled a parachute at 1 a.m., had to get stuff done this morning. Trump Tribe 2020 is in the house. He says, hey, bud, good morning to you. Hope you're well today. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're staying safe. Hope family is doing good. To the people in both channels, very good day to you. So are we able to sign up? Tommy's in the house. Roland's in the house. Good morning, all. Yeah, that was a long day yesterday. And actually at 1 a.m., I was really fired up. I was still really alive, but had commitments this morning. Uduraman Varsame, I hope I pronounced that right. I welcome you, my brother. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Scott Tucker's in the shirt. Guns N' Roses today. Yeah, this was a fun concert in Los Angeles with an even better after party. Partying with the Foo Fighters and Guns N' Roses till 4 a.m. in the morning. It was crazy. A lot of other people were there. Chili Peppers were there. And a whole bunch of rockers, old rockers partying. It was awesome. So Uber is launching a pair of new services called Uber Connect and Uber Direct. We're going to talk about that. Plus, they get a lifeline $810 million contract, the federal government contract they want. I mean, that's like getting a spike, right? That's like getting an injection during the toughest times. They are lucky to get that lifeline from the government. I have no idea what they had to do behind the scenes to get an $810 million contract. Can you just imagine all the talking and negotiating behind the scenes to get an $810 million contract? And then, hey, go Donnycom, you're a legend, brother. You are a legend. That was so much fun yesterday. I had so much fun, right? I didn't make the full 24 hours, but between the two channels, I got 16 hours and 16 hours. I got 32 hours of streaming. It really bumped my numbers up. The only thing that that YouTube did to me, it hit me with a copyright infringement on both the videos. So I had to appeal that. The first appeal I've won, the second one is still going. So far they're not dinging my channel, which is good, right? But so during the pandemic, companies have to get creative. No doubt about it, Uber has got creative. So during this COVID-19 pandemic, it obviously minimizes the demand for traditional ride-hailing business. We know that. And they are focused on moving items rather than people, right? Now, during these times, it's not about the people not moving people around, right? People are moving items around. What type of items? Parcels, food, pharmaceuticals, etc. Now, as you will hear, pet supplies, pharmaceuticals. We'll talk about this. Uber Direct will offer deliveries from shops like pharmacies and pet stores, while Uber Connect is a same-day courier service to let Uber users send items to one another. Okay, so yeah, they'll get a little bit of business out of this. The names are good, they're really marketable. But you hear this word pharmacies and you think, what? You sending me to a pharmacy? That means, that was my first reaction when I read this, right? You're sending me to a pharmacy and I'm supposed to go and pick up medication or whatever it's called and then take it to someone that's possibly sick. Doesn't sound too good, right? So I was a little worried when I read that, but apparently there's no human interaction. Apparently you don't have to interact. And I'm telling you, anybody that does connect or direct, right, needs to make sure they are not picking up pharmaceuticals and having to walk them into a hospital, for example, or into an ER, right? I would just dump that frickin' package, boom, right there on the parking lot. Call, hey, I delivered your parcel. It's in the middle of the parking lot. Have a great day. Thank you very much. Boom, I need to get paid. So Craigslist is in the house. Oil crashed today completely, right? Russians, Saudis, and US are playing a little cat and mouse game with the oil markets. That crashed. Uber surprisingly went up, right? Uber surprisingly took a little bit of a, let's see, Uber stock price. Where are we? Let's check that out quickly. Where is the stock price today? I guess it's on $28. Let's see, Uber stock price. It is at 28.18, so it's pretty close. 28.18. So that $810 million contract, this one over here, right, that they got, which we'll talk about just now, really didn't make much of an impact on this because it was on 28 anyway, right? But the oil is wreaking havoc on the markets. Let's just go back to this and finish up this side. I got a little bit of ADD this morning. I'm hopping around like a crazy wild chicken. But here I am. I'm going to actually focus on this right now. So Uber Direct will offer deliveries from shops like pharmacies and pet stores. That's Uber Direct. While Uber Connect Uber Connect, listen to this, is a same-day courier service to let Uber users send items to one another. So Uber already has all the contacts. They have all those relationships. Now, do you need to move this parcel to this friend? Do you need somebody to pick up a parcel, take it back to your house? You know, I've done that a lot for my private clients. I hope this won't cut into my earnings, this Uber Connect, because I do a lot of parcel services, a lot of little private pickups. If they notice that Uber Connect is very, very cheap, I would probably, as a private driver, lose a lot of business there. In New York, Uber says it will offer deliveries of over-the-counter medication from cabinet stores, while in Portugal, it's working with the National Postal Service, CTT, to deliver parcels. In Australia, it's working with the Green Cross to deliver pet supplies, and it is also delivering medication in South Africa. Okay, anytime you hear about delivering medication, little button goes on, little red light, red flag, medication doesn't sound good. Uber says all deliveries will be contact free. Thank God. Uber says all deliveries will be contact free to help prevent the spread of the virus. So now I want to jump into the room. Chris Bowman's in the house. Jimmy Abstract Echo, Scott Tucker, Go Donnycom did a legend there, did a 24-hour stream there yesterday. Slick Nick is in the house. Mervyn Khan's in the house. Ukaman's in the house. Abstract Impressions in the house. And also thank you to the people in the Rideshare Driving School channel. Now, meanwhile, Uber Connect is available in over 25 cities across Australia, Mexico, and the United States. There's sort of no word here out of those 25 cities, how many are assigned to Australia, how many are in Mexico, how many are in United States, which cities in United States, which cities in Mexico, which cities in Australia. So I'd have to get that information. I'm really curious to find out who could possibly tap into Uber Connect, right? I'm pretty sure if you open up your driver app and this is in your city, do share with us. Hey, by the way, hey, Uber Connect launched in my city, cool. Or Uber what's the other one? Direct. You know, it's rather confusing that they, at the same time, they launched two services called Uber Direct and Uber Connect. Sounds like the same thing. Driver Sensei went offline. Driver Sensei did fantastic. All of the guys. It's just symbolic, right? You say 24 hours, you go as long as you can. But man, I was wide awake at 1 a.m. I was just really warming up. I was dancing the last 30 minutes, and then boom, YouTube hits me with this copyright infringement. That sort of like dampened my mood. Strangely enough, after 7.5 hours, first copyright infringement, then another 7.5 hours later, second copyright infringement, and then I rallied and did the last hour and made sure that there was no music playing in the background. It must have picked up music on this here. I had another one, Bites the Dust, and some other song. Those were the two songs I apparently infringed on, right? And then guess what? They take your money. They take all that money. All that money that I'd collected during that day goes to Virgin Music. You're welcome, Richard Branson. You made $100 off me yesterday. You're welcome. You don't need it, right? You're wealthy enough, but you're welcome. So, any other exciting news, people, from the weekend? What did you guys do Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Maybe, you know, a lot of the people that I see here, I recognize in yesterday's stream. Slide Hammer was there. I think you are the last on the 24-hour thing. Awesome. Well, good. Good. Meanwhile, we said that Uber Connect is available in 25 cities across these three countries. I would like to see a breakdown you know. Scott Tucker, 75 cents per gallon? You are shitting me. 75 cents per gallon? Oh my goodness. I would buy a whole bunch of these gasoline containers and fill them up for that. I mean, the other day I paid $3.90. Just the other day, 3-4 days ago. Rideshare 411, what's up going on, my friend? Cleveland, wow, unbelievable. Send us those gas prices. Rideshare driving school, thank you. We're doubling up. That was fun yesterday, man. That was fun. I have never done just under 800 minutes of, what am I saying? I've never done just under 1,000 minutes of streaming. 960, I think it was. 960 minutes of streaming, non-stop. And thanks to my co-worker, thanks to Danu for filling in for me, reading jokes. My pit crew kept the water coming. I had 2 Italian pasta dishes during the day. Lots of food. Super fun. Super fun incorporating the entire family. Mark A, how are you? Is Uber going to have to finally hire us? That's going to be interesting. I mean, in certain, I think in certain states they will have to, right? They are under tremendous pressure because of what happened during the pandemic. Literally, other taxpayers, listen to this. I mean, literally other taxpayers are bailing Uber and Lyft out, right? Because Uber and Lyft gig worker companies should have fitted those bills, right? They should have fitted those bills. But I'm telling you, other taxpayers literally bailed out all the gig worker companies because they went around the law. Horticulture Babe says, Queen is good for getting people on copyrighted infringement. I'm sure. I'm sure they have their act together after 50, 60 years, right? Absolutely. So it's ironic that the song Another One Bites the Dust got me. Isn't that a little bit strange? Another one bites the dust. Boom, boom. And another one goes, and another one goes, and another one bites the dust. Down, boom, boom, boom. I thought I might have infringed on them through my singing, but hell no, I don't have the same voice. It's not a matchup. Daniel Miranda is in the house. Uber should be put in jail. These assholes terminated me after openly supporting AB5. Horrible. Got to fight back, buddy. It's what I do. I go in there every day with a big hammer. Ka-dunk, ka-dunk, ka-dunk. I chip away at their foundation, you know, that building. One fine day, that whole building's just going to go, come crumbling down. Screwber, I like it one. Screw Uber, Screwber. California paying UI to drivers as of April the 28th, Mark. So April the 28th is the day you want to file. That is when they switch to the new independent contractor platform. So yes, you were denied now because they just didn't have their act together. They weren't ready for that. But as of April the 28th, the Labor Secretary, Julie Su, has assured us the new platform will be in place. Bayberry Web Solutions, sleep deprivation isn't good for you. It's okay. I mean, it's not like we do this every day, right? We do it once in a while. So Uber's ride-hailing business has been hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. We hear that over and over and over again. In certain cities, it's seen demand reduction by as much as 70%. It's actually way higher than that as people obey stay-at-home guidelines and stop traveling. Uber has tried, well, they say here, as people obey stay-at-home guidelines and stop traveling, but there's a lot of strikes going around the country right now. People that say, screw stay-at-home. We're going to go out and mingle and strike. Guess what? Kentucky, major strikes. Guess what? Spike in the pandemic. Spike in cases. So it doesn't pay off being within 1 or 2 feet from one another when one guy coughs and you're in a big crowd, 4 or 5 people infected. Doesn't help, right? You gotta follow the orders. You know, whether you like him or hate him, I do like what comes out of Fauci's mouth, right? Dr. Fauci. Sometimes seems a little bit grouchy, Dr. Fauci, but I think the guy knows what he's talking about, right? He's served under several presidents. He knows his stuff. He is cautioned not to engage in these strikes and mingle on beaches and get together. Guys, let's get a grip on this. Just give us another 60 days and we'll be fine. Uber has tried to help its drivers find work in other areas of its business or in other companies entirely. And it's also launching new services like these to try and find ways to put its fleet of drivers to work. This isn't the first time Uber has experimented with offering a courier service. In 2015, it launched Uber Rush. That sounds a little bit Uberish. Uber Rush, to deliver items like clothing from Nordstrom. However, the service never took off, and Uber shut it down in mid-2018 to focus more of its attention on Uber Eats. So Uber Rush, obviously Uber crashed, didn't work out. Through this crisis, we've been looking for new ways our platform can help move essential goods for businesses and consumers while providing new earning opportunities for drivers, says Uber Dara Khosrowshahi Shark. Our primary focus is the immediate, quickly adapting our technology to meet the evolving needs of communities and companies. These are just the latest new services being offered by Uber as it attempts to respond to the pandemic. At the beginning of April, its Uber Eats business launched new partnerships to deliver groceries and other items from local shops in France, Spain, and Brazil. Right, so they're just trying out everything right now. They're desperate to get cash in. Scott Tucker says, well, Nevada has set up for unemployment for us on May the 15th. Okay, that's good news. That means they're kicking into action on May the 15th. Franz Murphy says, been canceling Starbucks that have more than 10 cars in the drive-through. They can easily pass it through the door to speed up customers. I'm not waiting 30 minutes to drive through lines. That makes sense. You're losing money. Exactly. So, and it's interesting that the people will send you to Starbucks for one order, right? You know, let's just say that grande latte costs $5. Obviously, Uber is going to take a good 40% of that. Still, Starbucks will still be making a profit margin if Uber takes 40% out of the $5. And then you're getting a little dismal tip and a dismal payment for delivering the Starbucks coffee. And as Franz Murphy correctly said, am I going to stay in a Starbucks line for 30 minutes to deliver a coffee? It's not going to happen, right? Teddy T in the house. Good to see you back. I'm still having issues with PAS unemployment site. It keeps kicking me out before I can register. The question is it in place? Is it up and running in Pennsylvania? That's where I believe you are. Some other states are reporting end of the month, mid-May, beginning of May. So maybe they're not ready for you. Daniel Miranda says, suing them, info, they forfeited the LLC in California. Okay, I lost you there. I'm not sure what exactly you were talking about there, but okay, I acknowledge that. You're a volunteer firefighter. That's awesome. Thank you for your services, sir. Appreciate it. That's awesome. COVIDara 19. Thank COVIDara 19. All right. So, and then the other bit of news, and this is literally a lifeline. Now, this is like a life-saving ring, right? There's Uber, Tony West, Pia Dimitri, Andrew McDonald, and they're drowning in the water. They fell over the ship. They fell over the Titanic, and they're drowning. They're gasping, and they're going under, and they're like swallowing, and they're freaking drowning, and whoosh, the government miraculously throws them a life-saving ring. Here, Dara. Here, Tony. Here, Pia. Here, Andrew. Grab the life-saving ring. Got $810 million for you. Hey, let's work something out. Got $810 million for you. Just hold on to the life-saving ring. As the captain, as the federal government reels in Dara, Tony, Pia, and Andrew, all wet and cold out of the water, back on the Titanic, and says, here, couple of suitcases of money. We have $810 million for you. Take it. Don't ask how we got it. Don't ask how you qualified. But it's better than you guys drowning out there in the ocean. Here, take the $810 million. And I like Tony, like, thank you, Dara. Thank you, federal government. And Andrew McDonald, thank you, federal government. And Pia Dimitri, oh, awesome. Federal government, what do we need to do for you? It's always a tit for tat, my friends. So they are lucky. They are lucky. General Services Administration, something went on there, announced this morning that it awarded the transportation services deal to Uber on April the 9th. They did a little contract there. Hey, Uber, you don't have to drown. We got some cash for you. Uber shares overall have marked a healthy rebound from pandemic lows. Very surprised about that. I mean, and a solid start to 2020 before that. They were down 19.3% over the past 3 months, but are up 89% over the past month. What is going on there? Jimmy says, Abstract Echo says, Uber gets 810 million, but can't provide drivers with PPE. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. That's what yesterday was about. Calling out these companies, huh? Right? You guys? Seriously? You get $810 million, but you cannot supply the essentials to your drivers, and you keep on pushing them out to the front line so that you can collect that $810 million, but you're not doing this. This is where Dara, Tony, Andrew, and Pia have failed, right? I will guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, that Dara Khosrowshahi has this at home for all of his family, all of his extended family. I will guarantee you that Tony West has all of this at home for all his extended family. I will guarantee you that Andrew McDonald has all of this at home for all of his extended family. And I will guarantee you that the guy that was arrested in 2015, Pia Dimitri Gore, the Uber Eats head, has all of this at home for his extended family. And that is shameful. That, my friend, is shameful, right? You take the 810, you've got the money. There's no way we are going to spend 50 cents on this. Let these suckers drive. Let them drive. Let them drive to the front lines. Let them go and pick up pharmaceuticals with Uber Direct. Let them go out there with Uber Connect. We will connect them with people on the front lines, but we will not connect them with PPE. We will not direct PPE to those workers. Shameful, shameful, shameful. I will check out your latest video, and if it fits into the scheme of things, I can again broadcast it through that channel, right? That's awesome. Nightjackers, what's up? What's up? We are up. We're up and kicking. It's Monday. Monday. Scott Tucker, COVID era 19, no thank you on new service. I will put my energy toward making my own company. There we go. Now we're talking, Scott. Redirect those energies into something new, right? Sometimes you just got to wash your hands and break away and say, didn't work for me. They weren't there for me. I now need to focus on my own shit, right? On my own company, on my own LLC, on my own marketing, on my own social media marketing, on my own website, on my own e-commerce platform, and start making money the smart way, right? Dennis Torres is in the house, Long Beach, California. What's good today? Good today is that the sun is out and we pandemic free so far. None of us here are coughing and sneezing and sniffling, right? We're all congregated in our house room, chit-chatting, exchanging stories. Stock price, whoops, just went up, 22 cents in the last few minutes, up to 28.39. Rather bizarre behavior of the stock. Let's check this out here, right? I mean, here we are. Where are we? Right here. So it went down. Let's see, what did it drop down to? I'm sure. Okay, this is trading. Here we go. It's gone up the way to 28.39. Interesting. Are Uber Direct and Uber Connect, right? Somebody just tried to call me. I had to switch it off because I have a live stream going on in the other channel as well at Rideshare Driving School. So yeah, that's it, my friends. I think we can keep this video under 30 minutes. We covered these new services. If anyone sees that Uber Connect or that Uber Direct appear in their app, please do send screenshots. Please text me or please email me and say, hey, I'm so-and-so from Cleveland, Ohio, or Miami, Florida. Guess what? They just introduced Uber Direct or Uber Connect, right? And I don't know, if I see this word pharmaceuticals, hey, you got at a hospital, I just would be a little bit wary about that. Definitely don't walk these materials into some hospital where you have to deliver it to the second or third floor. I would sort of drop it off outside, give them a call and say, by the way, I just dropped off a delivery in your parking lot. I'm sorry, but I cannot go in there, right? Thomas Gibson in the house, San Diego Rideshare Pro, eager to have the country open by May the 1st. What do you think, Torsten? Premature. I think it's too early. I think, yes, we are stir crazy. We want to get on with things, but we got to look at the bigger picture here. I mean, honestly, let's not kid ourselves, man. These guys that were protesting there yesterday in Kentucky, spike went up again. So this is not over yet. My guess is if we could stick in for another 60 days and just if all 50 states could work together for another 60 days, I would say we're in pretty good shape. But if people, doing whatever they want here, breaching protocol here, going onto beaches here, protesting there, I mean, you throwing more wood into the fire. You really are. But yeah, I can understand how eager people are to get back to work, right? Just want to make money, right? You want to go back to the good old times. I'm just wondering, when does this return to normal? Like when can you actually say that normal is back? This is abnormal right now. Never, ever has anybody been in a situation like this. All right, my friends, again, thank you for yesterday, for the 24-hour live feed challenge. It was awesome to see all of these YouTubers participating. Everyone had their reason, their cause, and was directing a lot of attention to that. I think my main reason why I did yesterday was to bring attention to these gig companies who has and who hasn't taken care of their workers with the PPE, the protective gear that they need, as well as taking care, or who has failed in the department of taking care of their workers financially, who has not given additional hazard pay. Governor Cuomo, New York today, bless the governor. He said that these people on the front line, all the people on the front line, deserve hazard pay. And I'm sure when he uses those words, people on the front line, and those are also drivers, right? Those are also Uber and Lyft drivers, delivery people. Those are people on the front line doing the essentials. He said all of them should be receiving hazard pay. I've been talking about hazard pay for weeks, pushing hazard pay, saying it over and over and over again on tweets and Facebook. Give the people hazard pay. When I was in the army and we went into a certain dangerous region, we got danger pay. It's the same equivalent as hazard pay, right? It was an add-on, maybe 25% more of your salary, right? Because you went into a dangerous area. Danger pay, hazard pay, same thing. So Cuomo is on the money. Governor Cuomo is on the money when he says, give the people on the front lines hazard pay. This is what they're getting going in Tokyo, Japan, right? They are insisting that the companies pay their workers hazard pay. We need to follow in Tokyo, Japan's footsteps, right? People need to see that item they're showing up in the breakdown of the fees that they got or what they earned, right? And it says their hazard pay, minimum 20%, or let's say a minimum of $5 or $10 as a starting point. I'm just saying, you want to send people to the front lines, you want them to actually do this type of job, this crazy, stressful, dangerous job in these times, pay them hazard pay. Pay them danger pay. It's not too much to ask for. Mark says, open the beaches, but of course, with distancing, keep the people off the small sidewalks, give them some space. Look, if you're going out for a walk, here in California, I can tell you the people when they're going out for a walk and that they're all practicing social distancing, right? But if you open up the beaches and you have thousands and thousands and thousands of people going down there to the beach, right? This guy coughing here, this guy coughing there, this guy running, taking a jog. I mean, there is no social distancing. Opening up the beaches, in my opinion, was not the right thing to do. Open it up in June or July, peak summer. But right now, you are creating more infections, period. And we may not see eye to eye. You might say, hey, this is awesome. They opened up the beaches. This was much needed. I say, way too premature, way too early. But hey, you know, I'm not Dr. Fauci. I'm not their medical advisor, you know, so it's simply my opinion, that's all. Sean Anand says, Cuomo words don't mean anything, they're all corrupt. All right, but I mean, the guy's out there doing everything in his power, Sean, to get the New Yorkers. I mean, he's doing deals with China, getting planes coming in from Russia, landing in New York. You don't ask where the stuff comes from. You're taking care of your people. So yeah, maybe they do some corrupt things, but those people that Cuomo guy, in my eyes, has stepped up more than anyone else. That's just my opinion once again. Nick Gianfrido, yep, disagree with you. They should have never shut down anything. They should have told the high risk to stay at home. Exactly. They shouldn't have ever shut down anything. They should have told the high risk to stay at home. I'm not sure who you're agreeing or disagreeing with, but definitely not with me, because I'm not quite seeing eye to eye with that statement, Nick. I think you agreeing with someone else. Yeah, Sweden's fucking it up. I'm sorry. Sweden's not working it out. It's working in Denmark. It's working in other countries around Sweden. Sweden, it's not working. Their numbers are up, man. Germany numbers are down, right? Germany's graph is like this. Sweden's graph is like this. There we go. It's very simple math. You know how it spreads. You know it's transferred person to person through sniffing, sneezing. And if you practice social distancing and you can't cough on someone that's 2 feet away, but they're 6 to 10 feet away, that's the difference between infected and not being infected, right? What is the $810 million about? Yeah, it puzzles me. It's obviously some federal aid. Maybe they have to fulfill certain services. I mean, they won the contract, so there was a tender maybe, and they say, okay, we need you to move these type of people, right? Our first responders. We need a national, let's say they have a national tender for moving first responders around transportation services. Uber wins that. They just send the drivers to the front line. There's not many companies that have that type of national infrastructure in place to be able to bid for an $810 million contract. So that bid probably took place between Uber and Lyft, and Uber may have inside information, maybe not, right? Uber may have discounted it so heavily that they are subsidizing it, but right now they can show the $810 million on the books. That's going to help the stock price shoot up a little bit, and they make the deficit back that way, right? But it's basically just sort of faking it till you make it out of it. GG, hey, what do you think about the UI benefits for independent contractors that's starting on April the 25th? I have yet to see it. I've heard of the numbers and how they are staggered. It sort of seems in line with everything else around the country. Obviously not happy with the fact that they're only starting at April the 28th, but a lot of those payments are also retroactive. So we shall see what we get presented on the 28th. Candace Owen says, Dr. Andrew Kaufman has caused quite the stir. I would have to check that up. But, so you disagree with the beach closure. You say the beaches should open up. Is that what you're saying, Nick? Old and high risk should stay at home and everyone else should be put building immunity together. Unfortunately, virus doesn't pick and choose. It'll go anywhere it wants to. So it's not like, oh, because the old and the weak are at home, the others are all fine. Let them all go to the beach because they're all healthy. The bottom line is they're not all healthy. There will always be defectors and people within a crowd, within an airport, within a nightclub, within a stadium that have it. It only takes the few to infect many of those healthy on the beach. So that formula doesn't add up, buddy. It just doesn't add up. They should have shut everything down once, as the freeways are busy in San Diego. Essential jobs must be practically 3/4 of our country. The germs are moving around. No doubt. If you hear that, hey, the beaches in Florida are open, let's go down there for the weekend. Let's just drive through 2 states. Let's get an Airbnb. Let's mix it up. Let's say you get infected, you bring it back. Boom, you got the nest going. Only way this works is when you shut the system down. And this is why I'm saying this. This is why I'm making this statement, right? Because I've really read closely what Taiwan has done. Number 1 country who took control of this. Handful of deaths, right? And if you look at the successful countries, Iceland, New Zealand, Taiwan, Germany, they all have a set of variables in common. They took care of the issue and shut it down. But why does United States have the highest rate of infection worldwide? Because not everyone is on the same page. You got the deniers, you got the people that are acknowledging it, you got the people that are striking, you got the people that are obeying the laws, You've got these guys going to the beach. You've got these guys not going to the beach. You've got these guys all playing volleyball and partying and barbecue during springtime. We saw what happened with the spike in New Orleans at Mardi Gras. We saw what happened with those first initial spikes when the beaches were still open in Florida, right? So good luck. All I say is don't be surprised. Can't come crying afterwards and say, oh, I should have listened back then, right? Or my grandmother, could have possibly still been alive, right? Or my grandfather could possibly still be alive. Why didn't we do the basics back then? It's because people are impatient. People just are getting stir crazy. People just want to get back to the normal. But when you are tried and challenged in life, you got to step up, right? Or you give in and you succumb and you become a herd. Oh, let's do like all the sheep do. Let's all follow all the sheep down to the beach. And Christy Hawk, Nick, anyone can get it. You aren't thinking, right? Cats can get it. Babies can get it. Kids can get it. People say, oh, no, kids can't get it. They can get it, right? The 30-year-old can get it, right? So, yeah, the people with a higher death rate are the people with lower immune systems and elderly people. Yeah, they have a far higher death rate, but anyone can get it. The NWO Suck says, is this new news I would like to deliver for them? Okay, you're talking about Uber Connect and Uber Direct. Yeah, if it is new news that it's rolling out in more cities, it is already available in certain cities like Australia, Mexico and the United States. Some other services are, let's see whether they just say Spain, France. Uber Eats rolled out further services in France, Spain, Brazil. But the ones we were talking about here in 25 cities across Australia, Mexico, United States. I wish I would be able to tell you what cities are they talking about. I'm going to have to research and find that out. Mark says there's too much arrogance in America. If we did the shutdown all at once, it would have worked. But now people are squirming as their money is in the negative. So desperation is, and that's a true statement. The problem is there's no coordination between government and feds. There's no coordination. There's no system in place like Germany. In Germany, things work. Taiwan, things work. They have a system in place, right? Here you have all of these freaking isolated islands and everybody is doing their own thing. Florida is doing their own thing. California is doing it their way. Feds have their own interpretation. New York has its own interpretation. Everyone is doing, there's no system in place. If this happens, then everybody does this, right? So that formula has worked in Germany. That formula has worked in Taiwan. That formula has worked in New Zealand. That formula has worked in Iceland. It has not worked in the United States, right? And you cannot go out and say, oh, the greatest country in the world. So it's a fantastic country, but every country has its pros and cons. Everyone F's up once in a while. And in my eyes, we screwed this up big time. We screwed this up big time because there is zero coordination. Everybody's sort of like free to do whatever they want to do, right? Again, I'm just saying to people, do not be surprised if it hits close to home. Do not be surprised, right? Trading US stock says, when is Uber Connect Direct coming to Los Angeles and Orange County? I've asked that same question. I would really want to know here where it says 25 cities across Australia, Mexico, and the United States. If anyone sends me a screenshot and says, oh, by the way, Uber Connect or Uber Direct hit our shores here in LA or Orange County, San Diego, or Salt Lake City, Utah, or Orlando, Florida. Boom, send me a text and say, oh, by the way, it arrived here, so we can immediately announce it so people can maybe look into it or sign up for it. It should appear in your apps, right? It should appear in your apps. Mark says, I'm all about freedom, but aim the missiles at our enemies and everyone play Fortnite for a month. That's a cool way of interpreting it. There we go. NWO sucks. Thank you for that information. Florida now has 27,000 cases, up from 14,000. There we go. And you want to know who has blood on their hands? Here. What's his name? Here. That's it. This guy. Because he's just blowing the government, right? He will do anything they want to do. Everyone is doing their own crap. This guy has blood on his hands, this Florida governor, right? He had the opportunity, right? I got to say, I got to hand it to Cuomo. I'm not the biggest fan of Newsom, and I'm definitely not the biggest fan of Cuomo, but that's one thing they got, like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm in California, that's one thing they got right here. They shut it down right away. New York is a different beast, right? You have all these sky rises, all these people in elevators, in a confined small space. It's going to spread much faster. But the guy here in California was the first one out of the gate and said, this is the way it's going to be, right? Now, are people out and about? Sure. People are taking hikes, people are taking walks, people are driving around on the highways. But in general, the people are sticking to the laws that are in place. Christy Hawk in the house. Abstract Echo says, play it safe. A lot of us will make more money not driving than we did while driving, not to mention less wear and tear on our cars. Yeah, that's the one thing I can say about my vehicles at the moment, is they're just not being driven, no wear and tear. NWO says, Ron DeSantis is the worst governor ever. He has destroyed Florida, and now Floridians are scared for their lives without even the proper ventilators. Thank you for saying it. Thank you for speaking the truth, NWO. Thank you for speaking the truth. Thank you for having the courage to say that, because you're mirroring this. I see it exactly the same way. Mark Principe, Maryland had 2 days decline only to rise up again by 854 from yesterday. Yeah, sad, right? Because people are not playing ball. You'll have the defectors, you'll have the naysayers, this is all trash. And then they go out there and create another nest. And then they take the problem back into the community. And sadly, people suffer from this selfish, stupid herd mentality because they cannot stick together. Louis Navejas, I'm not driving till December. That's smart, my friend. Trading US stock says, with a write-down of $2 billion, I think Uber will lower driver rates even further. Uber is going to do anything and everything to carry this problem, or let's say steer this sinking ship to the shores. They're just trying to get to the shore, right? Right now they're like sinking slowly, but they are doing anything and everything. They've got all the divers plugging the holes, lowering the rates, lowering it for riders, pimping themselves out to the government, getting 810 million contracts, adding direct, just throwing shit on the roof and hoping that something sticks so that they can get to the shore and deboard, get off, versus drown in the ocean. That's just the way I'm looking at it, right? I see this. Christy Hawk says he's horrible. He could have been smarter for us, but he's all about the money. All about the cash, about the money, money over lives, whereby in these times, the formula is pretty simple, that it should be lives over dollars, right? I mean, all right, we'll see how many more people have to die. History will be written, my friends. We will look back at this day in 5 or 10 years' time. We will be looking back at 2020. Could have, should have done things a little different. NWO says the sad part is what they're doing is creating more victims. The state doesn't even have the proper resources, and they are allowing people to go on to the beaches and spread this. And when it spreads, and when something goes wrong, classic, the narcissists show up and it's the blame game. He did it. I didn't do it. He did it. He said it that way. I wasn't the one. It's, victim, victim, blame, blame, victim, deflect, 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 blame that person, blame everybody but yourself. These people are not able to take responsibility for their own actions, right? They're not. They will fucking blame everyone around them but themselves, right? When the shit hits the fan, when things go wrong. Mark A. Bill Gates said you can get money back, but you can't get back lives. Okay, that's money will always be there. You'll always find, we can always explore 100 different ways to make money, right? But I agree, you're not going to get that life back. You lose your mother, you lose your father, you lose your brother, you lose your sister, they're gone. No money, no $1 million check in the world is going to buy your mother back. No $5 million check in the world is going to buy your grandmother back. So guys, man, stop being so freaking short-sighted about this and share this type of information. If you have people over there in Florida or there and they are like denying this, and it's like, come on, man, come on, just all work together. Is this so difficult? Are you so impatient? Are you so like reluctant to participate and help, to get this done? Work together, folks. It's not difficult. Chris Knoofs is in the house. Politicians need to worry more about the people over the economy. Sad that, that's the way it should be, buddy. But it's the other way around. There should be a happy medium balance. They're all about the American dollar over everything else. The problem is, it's the way, and again, I've lived in several countries in Europe. I've lived on the African continent. I compare, right? What I do is I compare systems, right? And the way this system here is set up is that the corporations, the big money controls the show. The big money has the lobbyists. Google has 30 full-time lobbyists in Washington, D.C., whining and dining Democrats, whining and dining Republicans, whining and dining Democrats, whining and dining Democrats. You do this for us, we do this for you. We will put money into this campaign, we will get you reelected. The money flows into the power. And once these people have that power, if the senator has that power, the congressman has that power, that's fucking dangerous, dude. You secondary. You're not on their top list, believe me. They want to make sure that the next check comes, and the next campaign check comes, and the next big donations into their campaign comes. You down here secondary. Somewhere you might receive something. But in the meantime, me, the senator, I got to go where the money comes from. Me, the congressman, congresswoman, I got to go where the money comes from. Generally speaking, hear me out. Generally speaking, Democrats and Republicans, whether senators or congressmen, are extremely, extremely corrupt motherfuckers. They really are. Because they follow the dollar, right? They go where they get the money, right? No money, no honey, right? And I do know a thing or two about that. My father's a political advisor to several statesmen, to several presidents, mingling with diplomats, ambassadors. You listen, you hear, you know how they talk. But the system here in the United States works a specific way. The system in Denmark or Germany works a specific way. And not to say that companies are not trying to influence those European politicians. I'm not saying that. That's not the case, right? It exists everywhere. But the level of corruption, there's only 2 countries I know where corporations yield a ton of influence on politicians, and that's in Africa and in America. And I'm sure maybe in South America, but I'm not going to speak about countries that I don't know. I can only speak about countries and give you my opinion where I'm living in. And I look at the political picture and I see, how is this political? Oh, there's unlimited. How can a president run, or how can candidates run against each other and have almost $1 billion in their treasury, in their chest, in their advertising chest, for TV ads, for campaigns, for $1 billion? Unheard of. Unheard of in Norway. Unheard of in Spain. unheard of in Greece or Portugal or whatever. $1 billion? You've got $1 billion in your coffers and you're running against that candidate and you are literally spending $1 billion on marketing? Wow. Don't get me started. Vote them all out of office, man. We need to run the gig workers need to run the country. Vote all these MFs out of power. Asa says, I have to pay $60 for some BS training to be reconsidered to have my UberX account reactive. That is bullshit. Seriously, send me that. Please, send me the wording. Do me a huge favor. They are making you pay $60. That doesn't sound true. That just doesn't sound right. Because if the company trains you, then you are regarded as an employer, right? The way they get the one big way they get around employment is we don't train our staff up. They have to go and figure it out themselves. That's why people turn to YouTube. Why are they now trying to hustle $60 out of you in these times to reactivate you? I mean, what did you do? I want to hear the truth on this one. I'm curious. I really am. What on earth did you do that they are making you pay $60? Send me that. Boom, there's the invite, my friend. Scott Tucker, exactly. To change the system, you have to ban the lobbyists, right? Lobbyists have to be out of the equation. You cannot employ an army of lobbyists running around dancing and whining and dining with both sides. It's got to be, get rid of all the lobbyists. Get rid of them. Shouldn't be able to say, hey, by the way, you do this for us, we'll do that for you. It's the lobbyist, right? Lobbyist sitting with the politician and the lobbyist represents the company. The CEO is not going to go dine. The Ford CEO is not going to go dine with the politician. No, that's way too dangerous. No, but they send their lobbyists in. Fanciest restaurants in Georgetown, Washington, D.C. They're out there, right? Fanciest restaurants, steakhouses. You know, we'd really like you to do this. And when you do this for us, I'm pretty sure we can do that for you. Fuck off. Stupid fly. Ali Riza Mogimian. I hope I didn't mispronounce it. Hi from Iran. How are you? Where are you? Where in Iran, my friend? Where are you? In the capital? How are things over there? Hopefully you're staying safe. Marcus Suarez, how are you, buddy? He says, is there a way I can have Uber deactivate my account temporarily for now, and when I'm ready to come back again, I'm trying to save money in my insurance, and I'm not. So I mean, you can go offline. The account's always going to be there. The question is, are you talking about, are you in some sort of car rental contract, right? And you don't want to break that, or you need to break that because money is tight right now. You can't afford to do that. I mean, you can freeze that relationship. You don't have to say, hey, deactivate me and reactivate me, right? You just don't drive for, or in a month, maybe after 15 days, do one little trip down the road. Have your friend order it, and then you just put it through your buddy's credit card so that you stay in the system, right? It's going to cost you $2 or $3. We have a little troll in the house. This one is for Kavarius. Kavarius, look in the mirror. Do you see yourself? There we go, Kavarius. 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 There we go, Kavarius. Kavarius, Nefarious, Kavarius. Bye, buddy. I have no time for you. Stay the hell out of my channel. Dennis Torres, Uber just sent a message to reapply. I think it's because they haven't driven in 7 weeks, you know. And by the way you get around that is like every 2 weeks, just put a little transaction through, right? Just have someone just a friend use his account, and then they just make pickup place, drop off place down the road. Pay $2 for that transaction. It's a little fake trip. It's a fake trip, but there's money flowing. They're getting $1 or $2. Oh, he's driving. Okay, they're not going to check up on that. You know what I mean? I've done that several times. Well, that's very kind of you, NWO. I try to keep my kids included in the conversation and let them look at the world picture and understand. And my kids have been to like 14, 15 countries. My Dylan, the old one, has been to at least 14, 15 countries. So they understand, like they get to see the picture. Oh, these people do that, these people do this. You know, it's a big global community here. You know, it's not just like, hey, we're on our own little island and it's mine. It's a big thing. You're sharing this planet, my friends. Let's roll, Tina. I'm doing even better today than yesterday. Less pressure on your chest. Whoa, that's fantastic news. And by the way, Tina, keep on drinking tea. Drink tea, right? Drink warm drinks. Drink a lot of tea. Tea is incredibly good. Not like ultra hot tea, but really warm drinks will really help you, right? Yeah, Luis Naveas, April the 28th, can't come soon enough. 28th, I wish it was tomorrow, right? With the 20th, people have to 8 more days of patience. Anyway, guys, I think we're over the hour mark. I think we covered everything. We talked about Uber Direct. We talked about Uber Connect, these new 2 services. We also talked about this $810 million contract that they somehow miraculously got. We also looked briefly at the stock price. Let me just refresh that. What is that on right now? That's on 28.17 right now, after hours. So hovering in that $28 range. All right, my friends, that's it for today. Be safe out there. Wear your masks. Practice the social distancing. You don't have to go to a Guns N' Roses concert. You can put on your music, you can put on your things and listen to Guns N' Roses and rock out at home. Just sort of remove yourself from all the other noise and clutter and just space out in your own house. Music's a good thing. Nice distraction. Watching comedy, watching movies, any sort of distraction just to break up the daily routine, right? You guys take care. Lewis, NWO, good chatting to you, NWO. Loved your feedback. Trading US stocks. Thank you, my friend. Stay safe. D, Hick in the house. Be well. Tina, good news. Keep on drinking that green mint tea. Fantastic. Just keep 4, 5, 6, 7 cups a day. Make it an hourly routine, Tina. It doesn't matter if you have to go 20 times to the bathroom. Just keep that warm liquid running through your body, right? And everyone else, Marcos, everyone, Abstract Echo, all of the guys, everyone yesterday that supported me in that 16-hour stream. Thank you again, guys. Stay super safe, and I will reconnect with you tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you. Rideshare Driving School, to the 2 people up there. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for